This is Hammershot Reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the NERF ZombieStrike Hammershot. So this product comes with the Hammershot, of course, 5 ZombieStrike darts, which are basically green elite darts, stencils, which is odd for a blaster to come with, and a instruction sheet. So this is the first ZombieStrike blaster to come out in stores. It is a 5-dart revolving gun. One of the main features of this revolver is that it uses hammer action, which means that this blaster can be primed with only one hand. That's why it's called the Hammershot. When looking at the Hammershot, the majority of it is orange. One side of the handle looks like wood, but is in fact plastic. And I think Hasbro did a really good job on that because it does look like wood from a distance. Also on the handle, which is very noticeable, is that it has this bandage wrapped around it. And that's a really cool feature about this blaster. Here you can see it's got the ZombieStrike logo, it's got the Hammershot there, if you can see that. It's also on the other side too. It's got one tactical rail at the top. Looks a little weird because it's separated into 5 pieces, but it still works perfectly fine. It's got one sling adapter at the bottom of the handle, and you'll notice here it's got a grey trigger. So functioning of this blaster. To start, you load it by putting your light green darts into the barrel, which is very smooth and rotates freely. To prime it, simply pull down the hammer, and once it clicks, you can shoot. So there's a way that you can sort of slam fire the blaster. What we found interesting is that they actually put this in the manual. It's called fanning. So you simply just hold down the trigger and you just get your hand like this and do this. But like that. The hammer is actually the thing that rotates it. So you pull the barrel down, hammer down, and it will rotate. Now we're going to be doing the speed test of the ZombieStrike Hammershot. In 3, 2, 1. Done. For the good and bad. And of course we'll start off with the good. What I really do like about this is that this is very unique. I really do like how it uses hammer action, because that's how all revolvers use. They all use hammer action. And I hope Hasbro makes more hammer action blasters. I think this is really well designed. It looks really good. I like how they put the strap around it, the wooden texture, how they put the logo on it. I really do like the look of it. And I find this really powerful. It's getting very good ranges, elite ranges. It's got pretty good capacity for a small blaster. It's got the ability to load with one hand. And it's comfortable to hold, surprisingly, because it looks quite weird with this, but it's actually quite nice. Now for the bad. At first it will be pretty difficult and uncomfortable to prime with one hand, but if you practice doing it, it won't be as difficult. But this doesn't mean that it's easy to pull down the hammer. What happens sometimes when you prime it, it won't go all the way down, and it'll come back up and your darts will pop out halfway. Then when you load it, they'll have a really weak fire, which is annoying. When you start with it, it's quite a frustrating gun. You're like, oh, I want to waste my money on this. But once you get to use it, it's pretty good. Overall, the Hammershot is a really great secondary blaster, but for 24 Australian dollars, I don't think it's worth it. I mean, you're better off saving $10 and buying a strong arm. But if this blaster was a little bit more cheaper, or you're just living in a country where it isn't as expensive as Australia, I definitely recommend on buying it. At the moment, this blaster is my favourite secondary, because since you're able to prime it with one hand, it just is really good that you can do that. And you can take a lot of advantage of that. And remember, when you first get this, it may be really hard to prime with only one hand. But if you practice doing it, you'll get the hang of it and it won't be as hard. Thanks for watching Hammershot Reviews.